Hello everyone and welcome to a very special video. As you can see just behind me, there is the first of many Newcastle United Carabao Cup final displays you will see in this video from our local pubs, from our local communities, and it's a real chance for me to showcase the North East and just to showcase, of course, our huge cup final coming up against Liverpool. So join me today as we head to Wallsend, North Shields, Whitley Bay, Killingworth and Forest Hall to check out these displays, and we're going to show you every single one I can find. I'm going to rank them based on which one's the best, and we're also going to rank the area as well, which area is producing the most communities like this, where we've got Newcastle United up and going a month before the cup final. We are talking a month before that final, and these are already up. You'll be shocked and you'll be amazed at how many are actually up. Now bear with me because there's so many to get through. There's going to be a good few videos on this channel. I feel like it's important to make sure we are fair and to give these pubs a real opportunity and a real chance to showcase them properly. I don't want to kind of just stick hundreds of them in like 5-second videos. I'd rather take my time and I'd rather really show these off and let you guys take it all in. So bear with me. If I missed any out from these areas, make sure to let me know. And we're going to head to Newcastle Gosford of our next one, so we've got some much bigger places coming up. We're going to start off here though, my hometown, Wallsend. Let's see what they can do. Who is doing it? Okay, let's get into it. Starting off in my hometown, Wallsend. Not a single one. I haven't seen a single Newcastle United design. I haven't seen any cup final displays up in any windows or any shops or any businesses. I'm disappointed. My hometown has let us down, so we're going to head up to North Shields now. We're going to hope for a better result. And over the next couple of weeks, as more shops get their designs up, I'm hoping Wallsend gets at least one. Come on, somebody on Wallsend has to turn up. I don't believe it. We've finally found one in Wallsend. Venue dressings have bailed us out big time. Not sure what I'm going to rate this one out of 10. It takes off half the window. You got the NU there, you got the black and white balloons, and you got the tiny little box in the corner saying that we won't be home for tea. I really like the design. It's unique. It's got at least a good amount of effort put into it. I still don't know if it's going to be at the top of our range though, so I'm going to be safe. I'm going to go 5 out of 10. I'm going to go straight through the middle. I reckon we'll see better than that. But thank you for actually doing something on Wallsend, because I was scared no one was going to do it. Just behind me is North Shields Quality Butchers, and I do have to say I love the Newcastle United designs they have up. Unfortunately for my challenge, I was very selective about what shops and what examples are allowed to be used in this challenge. Now, due to the fact there's nothing about the final involved with that display, I just can't rank it in this list, because it's a sort of display you can have up any time of the year, which I feel like they do. A lot of Sam Fender there, of course, being from North Shields. A lot of amazing Newcastle United merchandise. Of course, Bobby Robson, Kevin Keegan, Eddie Howe, Alan Shearer. They've got it all on display. I love it. But for this video, I can't rank it. A display that does count in my video is the North Star pub here in North Shields. Tell me Mammy Ma is on the window, and it's not just that. Anthony Gordon doing the Arsenal celebration against Arsenal, the legendary Thierry Henry celebration in the Carabao Cup semi-final. I like that one a lot. In terms of pubs, I still think we're going to see better pub designs in that one. I still like it a lot though. I'm going to give it 7 out of 10. That is exactly what I am wanting to see. Waterfront fish and chip shop here in North Shields. They don't have a reason to put it up. They're not getting anything back from it, but they do it for the love of the game, and they do it because they're Newcastle United fans. And when you look at the display as well, Dan Byrne, it's a different player. It's someone, one of our local lads, someone you're not going to see too much of on these designs ahead of the cup final. So I rate them for putting a different player on, and I rate them because Most of the time when you see something like this, it'll be probably pubs, because of pubs, of course, are going to try and get fans in for the final. The fish and chip restaurant has no reason to do it, but they do it anyway. So for me, this gets a very strong 9 out of 10. I'm going to rank Menabedia shops with less points due to the fact it's quite easy for them to put Newcastle United Wembley stuff up on the window. But Stadium Collectibles here on North Shields still does have Menabedia on the wall ahead of the cup final. I'm going to give it 3 out of 10. We'll give them a few points. Again, they're expected to have Menabedia up, so I'm not going to rate them too many points. North Shields go top of the table for a whopping 19 points. A real strong showing ahead of the cup final. They have well and truly put my hometown to shame. Wallsend, 5 points. Oh, Tynemouth, we're going to go there next, and I tell you what, Tynemouth, we're going to be worried after seeing that, because North Shields, that's going to be hard to beat. 4 very strong displays. Whoa, it's one of the new Metros. I was hoping we'd get one today, but haven't quite happened yet. Haven't been in any of those though. They do look quite nice. In a shocking turn of events, Tynemouth is bottom of my table. They went below Wallsend. I'm not even joking. I went to the Citation, I went to the Turk's Head, I went to the Cove, I went to the Priory. I looked all around Tynemouth's main street for pubs. Not a single Newcastle United Carabao Cup final display is up at this time. What's going on, Tynemouth? I've had some great nights out here. I've had some great dates here. I've had the pleasure of having some fantastic nights out in Tynemouth, and they've let me down in this video. I'm disappointed, but I'm kind of glad Wallsend's not bottom anymore. Seriously though, Tynemouth, when I come here next to do this video again and looking at the same areas, seeing if anything's improved the next couple of weeks, Tynemouth, get it together. I'm not pleased today. Just arrived in Whitley Bay, and there's been a VAR check. Somehow I've missed the Anchor pub in Wallsend. I'm not even joking, I've walked past the Anchor pub. And essentially, in order for me to make this challenge a bit easier for myself to actually find these places, I've asked on social media yesterday who has the cup final displays up already, and I've somehow missed the Anchor pub. So when I get back to Wallsend, I'm going to Specsavers for one, because I need to go there, and secondly, we are going to check the Anchor pub. The drama in this video though, Wallsend has a chance to come back into it from being rock bottom. Started off with a bang in Whitley Bay. As we see, the 3 brass monkeys just behind me. The golden design is quite similar to the one I've already seen in North Shields. However, this pub has a bit more about it. Carabao Cup trophy itself in the middle, there is the date. It's sketched onto the window, and there is the first Isak I've seen so far. Of course, doing his gun celebration against Arsenal. I rate the North Shields pub 7 out of 10, and I think this one's slightly better. I'm going to give it 8 out of 10, but it's similar-ish in the way that the design's been sketched. So I wonder if it's the same designer that's actually doing this. The Townhouse pub has attempted to get into my challenge. A couple of black and white banners, however, nothing cup final related. So it is null, it is void, it's not allowed to be in this challenge. Whitley Bay have came out swinging here. They've said to North Shields, you want to put cup final decorations up, so will we. And I have to say, they are starting off on a very good note here. Just behind me is the Fat Ox. Of course, straight away you can see on the front we have Bruno. There he is, the first Bruno I've seen so far today. You can see the magpie with the ball. And I think that for a cup final display is good. However, they've got a bit of an advantage, the Fat Ox. Go around the corner and just look at the side of their building. I'm going to assume that display's been there for a while, but you can see Whitley Bay, of course, their local club. And then there's Nick Pope. I mean, just look how cute that looks. I really dig this one. It's my favourite one so far. Is it a perfect 10 out of 10 though? That's so tough. I think it is. I think it is a 10 out of 10, I'm going to be honest. I think it's got a lot of colour. I think it stands out a lot. It's a real eyesore for opposition fans, which I also kind of like. And it's just in your face. Yeah, it is a 10 out of 10. It's my favourite one so far. Boston Bark Supplies gets into my video on a technicality. I said to myself, no matter what is on the window, just as long as there is one item that is related to the cup final this season, I will include it. And there's a tiny little picture of our players heading to Wembley, so this gets in. And you know what? Just look at the amount of Newcastle United that is in that store. I want it to be obnoxious. I want it to stand out. I want it just to be littered with Newcastle. And again, that does the job. So I'm not going to give it a massive grade due to the fact there's not enough cup final related stuff in there. I'm still going to rate it decently. I'm going to give it 6 out of 10. Whitley Bay is destroying the competition though. And Thomas Workwear also gets into my video. They are selling Carabao Cup Newcastle United related shirts for the final on the window. Again, they all count and it gets into my video. However, this one for me so far, without slagging them off, because they've still done something, and doing something is more than doing nothing. However, this one for me is the worst I've seen so far. Seems like more of a business opportunity, just trying to sell shirts. Not enough passion put into it, and there's not enough depth, I feel like, on that window. Just needs more into it. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10, but 25 points in Whitley Bay is very impressive. Welcome to the Flying Scotsman. This is, as far as I could tell, Forest Hall's only cup final display that is currently out. And I tell you what, this is the underdog story, especially when you look at the league table. Forest Hall just can't compete with some of the names that are already in there. It's a small area. I tell you what though, they can certainly compete for the best possible cup final display, because in my opinion, this is the best one I've seen so far. Easy 10 out of 10. Where do we even begin? I mean, let's start off. Of course, you've got the blue star as you head towards the entrance. You go around the corner. There is the magpie chanting the Wembley song. Ironically, next to a defibrillator. I'm hoping none of us need that for the Liverpool match, because my heart will be racing that game. All joking aside, learn CPR. Back on topic though. As we head further on, Eddie Howe. It's the first Eddie Howe I've seen. It's the first Bobby Robson I've seen. It's the first Sandro Tonali I've seen. I'm quite surprised I haven't seen some of these already yet, but a lot of big names on there. And look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not to mention the 3 windows above with the writing on. We are talking 11 to 12 windows that have been used up for that display. Effort's 10 out of 10. That is a near perfect display. It was that good. And that's going to be hard to top. That's going to be the winner from episode 1. We're going to do a few more. I doubt anything's going to touch that though. Episode 2, when we go to some bigger places, you've got some work to do, because that is the undisputed MVP. One here, Harper Signs in Killingworth, is a very unique one. Look at that, the LED screen, that is so cool. I've been standing here for about 2 minutes, so I'm a bit sceptical just in case anyone kind of question what I'm doing here, but just look how good that is. We are going to Wembley. Tell me, Mary, man, that is a very unique one to see. Probably my favourite design in terms of not being, I guess, so similar to the old ones. Well done, lads. What a brilliant one that is. I don't know how to grade it because it's so different to everything else I've seen, but again, I think a 9. I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. That's very close to being a 10. Just probably needed something else to go over it. But I love that. That is so good. Just waiting for the bus now to get back into Wallsend, and we're going to finish off this video with my VAR check down there. We're going to double check to make sure that I've actually looked at all the pubs there. Now, as for Killingworth, inside the shop's not too much, to be honest. A coffee shop with a nice picture of Bruno and Joe Linton, but that does not count in my particular video. So we're going to head back home now. We're going to finish up in Wallsend, and we're going to see how things are looking after episode 1. Am I blind or something? How on earth have I missed that at the Anchor? Now, one thing I'm starting to realise with these pubs is, I think you guys probably recognise the trend as well. The designs are very similar, so there must be a company out there that's basically done all the pubs in the North East, where you're talking more than 4 weeks away from the cup final. Again though, they're still unique enough. That one's got Tonali on it. It's got the date on as well, the 16th of March, marching to Wembley. But what out of 10 do I give the Anchor? 6 would beat Forest Hall, 5 would draw, and 4 would be a defeat against Forest Hall. Now, I do think the design at Forest Hall is better than both the walls everyone's put together. However, I think Wallsend's got a lot more design, so no matter what, I think Forest Hall is always going to lose out the Wallsend. I think this design's still good. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I think this is still a 7 out of 10, and unfortunately for Forest Hall, yeah, they've already lost the Wallsend in terms of the league table. However, they are above Tynemouth, which is a huge shocker in the league table. How has Tynemouth got 0 points? Killingworth, we haven't given a proper chance. I've looked through the shopping centre, but admittedly I was a bit in a rush at Killingworth, so I might have missed some examples out there. But in terms of the ones I've already done, if I have missed any out, make sure to let me know. We have got a lot more areas to cover. We've got a lot more areas to conquer, and we have a lot more places to get to, so we need to go and do that over the next couple of weeks. Join me as we head across the entire northeast to see who has the best. I like it so far, but we can do better, and especially for me as a Wallsend lad, I want to see Wallsend do better now. So this is a bit of a Keegan speech from me. I want to see grit, I want to see passion, I want to see us go at it, I want to see us put all these displays out there. Our team's done well, we've done a phenomenal job to get to Wembley. The players have absolutely busted their arses off to get here. We need to do the same. Let's get behind this team, let's show them what we can do, let's get into this cup final. I know the team can't afford to make this an occasion, but we as fans certainly can. Let's get into this and let's make sure Newcastle, we've got 100% backing from our support going into that final. Wallsend though, get a grip. I want to see more from Wallsend. Come on lads, we can do this.